Good afternoon and welcome to AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas.
Dallas Cowboys lined in the sand for 2024 at 10.5 wins. This after winning 12 a year ago. Why the lower expectations? Maybe there's concern their postseason failures are going to bleed over.
And the Packers are piling it on the Cowboys.
And it pretty much comes down to how they perform in the playoffs. There isn't much more they can do in the regular season.
And you got a damn good team. You did your job. You got to tell them. You did your job. They need to do their job. You do your job.
Offense raked at the plate last year, first in points per game. Fifth in yards per game, second best on third down.
Scrambles left, still got it, scrambles back right.
It's like asking those guys to pull over when they've already pulled over. They can't pull over any further.
Throws it in the end zone, caught for a touchdown.
Prescott on fire.
Littering and Dak Prescott, 36 touchdowns, led the league. 9 interceptions, 105.9 rating.
Meet y'all in the end zone.
Over 265 passing yards per game, made the Pro Bowl, was an MVP candidate.
Don't let up. Put on the game. Put on the game.
So ABCD Lamb will be prominent again. He had 79 more targets than anybody on the Cowboys. He was a first-teamer last year.
He's one of the toughest mismatches in the entire league.
Lamb pulled in 135 passes, more than anyone in the league. 1,749 yards, second only to Tyreek. 12 touchdowns.
Lamb caught, touchdown.
Tight end Jake Ferguson, Dak's second favorite target. Over 70 catches, over 750 yards, 5 scores.
Oh, what a play by Big Ferg.
Wide receiver Brandon Cooks chipped in over 650 yards, 8 TDs.
What a throw and catch from Prescott to Cooks.
Cowboys will have a new third wheel at wide receiver. They let Michael Gallup in his 400-plus yards walk. Not clear who takes his spot just yet. Dallas also without running back Tony Pollard, who had over 50 catches for them last year. Pollard went for 1,000-plus on the ground as well, 4 a carry, 6 touchdowns.
Threw a guy at the 5, bangs to the goal line.
Reboots are big in Dallas and Hollywood, apparently. Cowboys brought back Zeke, just 3.5 yards per run last season, but he did have 900-plus scrimmage yards and caught over 50 passes.
The Zeke dives. Touchdown.
Also brought in Royce Freeman, who hit at 4.1 a carry for the Rams as a backup.
Royce Freeman. He's going to have a Ram touchdown.
Dallas, 14th most rushing attempts, 8th most pass attempts. 40 sacks allowed, tied for 12th then. Respectable, being they threw that much.
Love y'all, man.
2 new linemen will start for them this season. Changes at left tackle and center. That's why they drafted Tyler Guyton in the first round of the draft.
Outstanding athleticism. When you talk to their offensive line coach down there at Oklahoma, he told all the scouts that went through there, I've never coached anyone more talented than him.
Tyler Smith will move to left tackle manned by Terrence Steele. Still have Zach Martin at right guard. Their 3 returnees had better than average pressure rates allowed for their respective positions.
Hey, score every time then. Score every time then. That's who we are. That's our standard.
So, some changes to the offense and a couple to their defense, but really they'd take more of the same for the most part on the defensive side of the ball.
Let's keep stacking. Yes, sir. It's time to go get it, y'all.
Top 5 in points per game allowed and yards per game allowed.
The Dallas defense here this season.
Cowboys held quarterbacks to an 80.8 rating, 4th lowest completion percentage, and they gave up the 5th fewest passing yards per game.
Ball intercepted at the 30-yard line.
They did all that without Trayvon Diggs, too. He only played in 2 games.
Diggs knocked it out at midfield and picked up by the Cowboys.
Diggs' absence allowed Deron Bland to make some history, led the league with 9 interceptions, first-team All-Pro.
He did it again!
Broke the NFL record for house calls, 5 pick sixes.
Unbelievable! That's the most pick sixes in one season in NFL history.
Said goodbye to Stephon Gilmore. He faced the most targets of any Cowboy in 2023, and he held it down to a mid-70s rating, too.
It's ruled a pick on the field by Stephon Gilmore.
Nickel cornerback Jordan Lewis, 97.7 rating allowed, isn't bad when you're in the slot that much.
Intercepted.
Safety Donovan Wilson held quarterbacks to a sub-90 rating, plus 88 tackles, 2 interceptions.
Donovan Wilson comes out of there with it.
Safety Malik Hooker, rating allowed in 2023, a nice low 78.5.
Then he came up and said, "Man, give me that."
There are areas Dallas can improve in defensively. Third down, they were 14th. Red zone defense, 20th. 4.2 yards per carry allowed, not terrible, but not great either.
Leaping in the air, and he's in.
Pass rush, they had the highest pressure rate in the league.
Rushed by Parsons. He couldn't get it away. And Dallas will hold on to win it at home.
Not a Sir Mix-a-Lot, but they blitzed 7th most, 46 sacks, only 13th, 17th in QB hits. Just seems like they could do a lot better since they have Micah.
Go win this! Mike about to turn on.
Parsons led the league in pressure rate, got home 14 times.
I'm telling you, that's got superpowers.
Spends a lot of time fighting with 2 blokes at the same time.
Micah Parsons!
No one else had 8 bags though, and they lost a few of their QB hunters too. Dorrance Armstrong had 7.5, he's gone.
Pressure again, and he's swallowed up by Armstrong.
Said goodbye to Dante Fowler off a 4-sack season. They'll rely on defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence again, who made the Pro Bowl last year.
You just witnessed the best defense in the world. We don't care about nobody else.
He only had 4 sacks, but maybe he's really good at dodgeball. Depth guy, Sam Williams, 4.5.
Sam Williams, who just ate him for lunch.
They used a 2nd-round pick on defensive end Marshawn Nealon, too.
Just real rugged, physical, knock you back at the point of attack. He's got a nice little inside counter move as a rusher.
They got a nice year from Damone at linebacker, not Mike. Damone Clark. He didn't just walk in, he moved across the room and used his face to make 109 tackles.
Oh, Cowboys are on it. It's Clark.
Marquise Bell started out at safety, moved up to linebacker when Leighton Vander Esch went down. Bell with 94 wrap-ups.
This is wild. I mean, just wild.
Vander Esch retired. Cowboys signed Eric Kendricks. He racked up over 115 tackles for the Chargers in 2023, 3.5 sacks.
Wilson in trouble, and down he goes.
Special teams, still in good hands. They don't have Allstate. They have Kevontae Turpin, 29.2 yards per kickoff return.
I mean, he's been doing this since his arrival in Dallas.
Their punter, Brian Anger, he made the Pro Bowl last year, and so did their kicker. How about this for a first year in the league? Brandon Aubrey, 49 of 52 on field goal attempts, and he didn't miss till late. First team All-Pro.
From 43, like a walk in the park.
The overview, the running back position is not stronger without Pollard, not unless they get at least 2021 Zeke. It's not usually how it works with running backs either. If Jalen Tolbert gets the nod as the 3rd wideout, that's a push with Gallup being he didn't produce all that much anyway. O-line plan is to plug Guyton in for Smith, giving that an optimistic push. Brock Hoffman likely takes over at center. Those 2 changes shouldn't be overlooked. On defense, Armstrong is the biggest loss to their front 7, underrated guy, but he was better than Williams, who was his bench mate. Mozzie Smith takes over for Jonathan Hankins at DT, call that a push, with a chance for us to say, hey, Smith stepped up, he was actually an upgrade. Kendricks gets the green light over the retired LVE. Backside, Gilmore is gone. Normally that leaves big shoes to fill, but Diggs is back. No harm, no foul. All 5 guys are returning Cowboys. Maybe not Jackson 5 good, but better than Ben Folds 5 good. Let's run the exercise of finding Dallas's floor by looking at things from the point of view of a 3-headed fan, made up of a giant, an eagle, and a commander. The Knights of Knee, if you will.
Hey, I don't want to talk about this again. I'm going to find you, bro.
They still get a win over Cleveland, take the Saints at home. Giants break out the brooms for them still. Split with Philadelphia. Do some more sweeping when you get to Washington. Panthers still supposed to be a tap-in. Bucks at home for the final win, and a 9-8 record if things really regress.
I ain't gonna hurt you.
But how about looking at things the way Scooter Magruder would? They take down Pittsburgh on the road. They beat Detroit at home because they did it last year. Cowboys were dominant at Jerry's World, so take down Houston and tack on a win against Cincinnati as well. A 13-4 ceiling if they really are that team and are finally ready to make a deep playoff.
We're not done yet.
The game preview guy guess for the boys in 2024, it feels like regression is coming to D-Town. 11-6, still in the playoffs. How they do there is all that matters anyway at this point.
Prime time. It's time to make plays, man. Prime time. They came to watch us. Let's go.